Well, I think I agree. We at times played some really nice stuff in both halves. Had plenty of chances to have made it more comfortable. And I think in the second half, subconsciously, there was a feeling the game was won. And looking towards Tuesday, physically, we didn't bomb forward as we might have done if the scoreline had been a bit tighter. So I think there's certainly room for improvement, but that's not a bad place for us to be.
Are you tempted, Gareth, to start with young Marcus on Tuesday?
Well, I've got to have a look at how Slovenia play tonight and see what's best suited for the game. I think in terms of the decisions we made today, Jesse Lingard came in and was outstanding. I think he linked the play really well. He showed really good creativity. At times, his links with Dele and with Daniel on that side of the pitch was really, really exciting. So, and of course, we've had 3 and a bit days working with the players in those areas. So I've got to be realistic about how quickly some of the ideas can take place. But in moments we moved the ball really well. I think at times we moved it a bit too slowly in the second half. At times we played a bit longer than we needed to. But all of those things will come in time. Yeah, I think, look, you could say if we'd won more comfortably, then there'd be a danger of complacency for Tuesday. So I think they managed the game sensibly, albeit I know the crowd would have liked to have seen more goals, as would we. So Tuesday will be a completely different game and a completely different challenge.
Is there anything you can do on the sideline when you see that you saw it happening, that you felt mentally that they were within themselves? What could you do?
Well, I think we made 2 positive substitutions. I think we encouraged the team to keep moving the ball quickly, but as players, and I've played in games like that, that it's very unlikely you're going to lose the game, and at times you manage yourself a little bit. So, and also I come back to, I think we have created chances. We, had we finished a couple more of them, then clearly the feeling would be a bit different.
How low is the base that you are starting from here? I mean, we've come out of the major tournament, we just lost to Iceland. Last manager lasted for 67 days. I mean, how ambitious can we afford to be? I mean, are you looking at this as if we're taking baby steps? I mean, what in terms of ambitions, what are we looking at?
Well, I think given the situation I picked up about 12 days ago, we've internally come a hell of a long way to get everything together, to get a performance that we were always in control of the game as we expected, and to get the players starting to have an understanding of how we want to play. But I think we've got to have a think about exactly what the situation was that we inherited, and that moment in time and what was required. Football-wise, we know we'll get better, and I think the players would recognise that. But I've seen teams having to work all pre-season to get new ideas across, and we've had 4 days. So I've also got to be very realistic about what that might look like.
How was the experience for you managing the team for the first time? Were you able to enjoy it at times, or?
Yeah, I'm just very focused on getting the win. First and foremost, I would have liked us to have won by a bigger scoreline and send everybody home happy. That's I want my teams to attack, and I want them to play very good football. At times, some of the little flicks and things didn't come off, but you are playing against a 5-4-1 that limits the space, and maybe we tried some passes which were too difficult at times, and we could have moved the ball more simply and moved them around a bit quicker. But I'm not going to be critical of the players. I think they've, again, they've had to pick up from 2 changes of manager, complete change in the way that we work, and I think at times they did that really, really well.
Was Wayne really slightly lucky with that tackle in the first half, Gareth?
Which one?
When he left the, I think it was in 13, left them all grounds,
I can't remember the challenge.
That's probably the deepest he started when thinking.
Well, that we knew that we would have a lot of the ball. It was a game that we would dictate the tempo, and I think his experience, his leadership has been crucial throughout this week, not just today, but and also I wanted to get Dele higher up the pitch, that link between midfield and forwards. He got his goal. I think he could, he'll be disappointed he didn't get a second for sure. I think that team and that system suited us for this game.
Gareth, the reception for Wayne when his name was read out before the game was mixed. Some fans cheered, others booed you.
Mm.
How do you feel about that, particularly at home game as the captain of the country? Also, do we have to remember just what he's done for the country, how many caps, how many appearances he's made for England?
Yeah, I mean, I presented him with a cap in the week for being the record cap holder with his country. It's fascinating to get an insight into his world over the last 10 days. Every debate seems to focus on him. The onus on him is enormous. The criticism of him is at times unfair, and he ploughs on and plays with pride and captains his country with pride. I always think, I look back to the Terrys, the Lampards, the Ashley Coles. In their time with England, they took an enormous amount of criticism, and yet when you look at the number of caps they got, they were the guys that kept turning out, and they were the ones that really put themselves on the line, where some other players have not put themselves forward in those moments and have withdrawn from squads when the goings got tough. Those guys are the people that have really desperately wanted to play for England again and again and again, and put their neck on the block. And I think Wayne falls into that category.
But to be booed, Gareth, at home game, won't be owned by his own supporters?
Yeah, I don't understand it, but that seems to be the landscape, and I've no idea how that is expected to help him for sure. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. They'll look at his the number of games and his goal scoring feats for England. That's as I say, I don't quite understand it.
Says he can't play that position playing today. You obviously disagree with that, having seen him this week in training.
Look, Jose will have his opinion on what's right for his team, and I have to select a team that I think's right to get a result today. So, I don't see any point in getting drawn into that really.
It seemed almost that Wayne was providing a platform for Jordan Anderson, who's getting on the ball much more, playing a role in the goal. Was that the idea? Is that what Wayne is supposed to be doing alongside Anderson? That he's the one who sends Anderson who goes forward?
I think between the two of them, their job was to control that area of the field, to link between the lines. I think when we look back at the game against Slovakia, there were times when that link wasn't there, and it was something that we felt was important today. And with Dele in the 10, that helped that as well. And with Jesse coming in off the line, that also helped that. So the two of them were there to control the game and to make sure that we also didn't get caught out in counter-attacks.
Has there been contact with James Milner about call-up, and would you consider a call-up for a left-back now Ryan Burton has been ruled out?
Yeah, we've called. James Milner is retired. He's made that clear. So we've called Kieran Gibbs up into the squad.